Live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? It's Monday, and I ain't gonna lie, it's turned up Monday for real now. Now, how was your weekend, Jezebel?
My weekend was pretty nice. I went to see Mary J last night, so that was
Mary
big.
J. Blige, eh?
She definitely put on a performance, a show. I mean, like a real show, packed out the arena, of course. That was nice. And Saturday, I went on my friend. She had a yacht party, a little yacht for her birthday. So I was there, ran into Free Game. Shout out to Free Game. He was out there.
Okay, a
And
little yacht party. It's
that was pretty cool.
nice,
Hmm.
nice.
What
Well,
about
yeah,
weekend?
y'all know how I do every Saturday. I'm on Hip Hop 95. Did that, of course, and I just chilled out this weekend. My album is now officially ready, so we're gonna start putting together a release date, and everything just been chill. You know how that go, getting all these stories together. But there was something interesting that happened though.
Mm.
Kanye West is officially a TikToker.
Now, what do you mean officially a TikToker?
Well,
He
Kanye West made his TikTok debut. And of course, it was a Jesus is King reminder, but nonetheless, the West is on TikTok. I'm gonna go hit that follow button. That's enough for me to now download TikTok and finally get back on it. I had deleted TikTok.
Why did you delete TikTok?
I mean, listen. TikTok is another world, man. Like it's just all day watching people imitate people. Kind of got a little lame.
I mean, what about the dances and
Dance is all. I mean, come on, like it's not like you gonna flick down and see somebody doing a different dance. They all imitate the same dance, and they just find new ways to do the same dance. Let's
well,
get
what
'em.
about the how-to videos, like how to do certain
I
things?
do rather enjoy those how-to videos, but now they share them on Instagram. It's all best. I see them anyway, right? It's just
Mm,
TikTok is becoming like it was becoming too corny, like too kiddie-ish for me. Even the adults were doing kiddie things. I mean, Jesus Christ. So I just had to delete it. Then it was a little too ratchet for my 4-year-old daughter, well, 3-year-old daughter about to be 4, but it was a
mm.
little too ratchet. Could you imagine my dismay when she starts dancing and she wants to start trying to twerk because she sees all the dance moves got that in it?
Yeah, that.
Ah, I
That.
hate it.
Mm,
So I felt Kanye when he was saying that his daughter shouldn't be on there because it's a bad influence.
woo, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So he went out on a rant and he said that he want his kids to go to Donda and not whatever school that the other school that Kim and them wanted the children to go to. And then
Makes perfect sense.
he went on a rant about how he doesn't want his daughters to be pushed into the porn industry, and I just felt like that was a bit too much.
Was it? I mean,
I
think
mean,
of
he knew
what
what he was getting into when he laid in that bed. So why
now.
now throw? It's like what he did to Amber Rose. Like
Yeah,
you was in a full relationship with her. You know, you loved her, and then once it was done, it was kind of like, oh well, I had to take 30 showers. Like now, you kind of like being condescending, and that's one thing that I do have an issue with.
hey, like I'm gonna tell you like this, right? If I go into a merge thinking one thing and then upon getting divorced, I'm starting to hear other things and see other things. I mean, I get you feeling that way, Kanye. But let's look at the Ray J dropped some bombshells this week and last week. Did he or did he not? Did you see those bombshells dropped?
I did see those bombshells drop. It was very interesting because I mean his state of mind in his live kind of disturbed me. Like, yes, I understand you are getting high, but then it's like, can I really take you seriously? He speaks about Kim's signing his part of the contract while he was right there. He let her sign it, but I don't see how that was even really relevant. But he stated how he's glad that Kris Jenner took the lie detector test because it gave him ammunition to kind of fight for his image. He said the statute of limitations is almost up for him to file a suit against the family for
Hmm.
his image, and so mm, do you
I
think the
find
lie
it so.
detector test was fake?
I mean, like, I don't know. It's TV. Isn't all TV fake?
Mm,
So I mean, I get, I get it. But this is my problem I have with Ray J. What image?
mm-hmm,
I mean, you have a Playboy image.
mm-hmm.
You were on Love and Hip Hop as a married man, but the
Mm-hmm.
storyline was how you couldn't stop cheating. You know.
Right, but that image is different than being a womanizer who abuse your privileges with women. Like them
Well, I
blaming
mean,
him for exposing Kim is kind of like making him in a bad character. Like I would say, it's one thing to be a player and date different women. It's another thing to be looked at as someone that had a hidden camera in your room, took the woman in there, did your thing, recorded her, and then exploited her. I mean, I think that's
well,
extremely
well,
wrong.
everybody that saw the tape knew that that wasn't the case. It looked well. It looked like they were all in cahoots together with making the video together.
I've never.
So that's not an argument, but the argument, like women could argue that being with different women while you're married is womanizing and objectifying.
Yeah, they could argue that. I agree.
Look, at this at some point in our lives, ain't we in control of our own image? I mean, like, of course, there's people that tell me like things that I should and shouldn't wear, posts that I shouldn't post, things that I shouldn't say. But at the end of the day, I'm in full blown control of my image and how I want it to look.
Well, not in this case. So I'm going to have to argue with this one because it's just like someone going out there and accusing you of R-ing them and you never did it. How do you clean that up? You can never clean that up. It's you're stained for life. So with
Yep.
this, with exploiting a woman, it looks bad. It's different than just dating and cheating. This is kind of like with perversion, on the lines of perversion and that stuff. So SA and that stuff. So I don't know.
It's sad because in the court of law, if you're accused of rape and found guilty, then you never go get that stain off of you. That's true,
What
especially
about
if you
the
pleaded
court?
guilty.
What about the court of public opinion? See, that's what I think. That's what he's fighting for more so. He don't want his kids to grow up to be like, "Daddy was a perv. He had a hidden camera on this woman," and of course, they're not watching the tape to understand who had the camera. So, I mean, I think it's right for him
Well, they're
to.
gonna know Daddy was definitely a porn star. He received money for it. It went viral. He can't erase that part of his history. Now, today, it seems to me more so he's trying to let it be known that, hey, yes, I'm a porn star, but I didn't want to be a porn star. The Kardashians made me a porn star.
All right, I don't really see it that way. I look at it like it's not fair for her to look like the victim, like she was thrown in this when they agreed to do it together. Both of them should be transparent about making a decision to make this tape and put it out there. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
It looks to me like it's like I want Ray J to really be more transparent with us. It don't seem like Ray J was really with it. It seemed like he was with the money, receiving the money, and once he couldn't contain it anymore,
Hmm.
you know. But the whole storyline or the whole narrative has always been that kind of Ray J put this out there, and Kim
Yeah.
was the victim in this. And now it's looking like y'all were a team in this, managed and ran by her mom, Kris
Hmm.
Jenner, which then furthermore brings me to my points of what Kanye is saying. Because if this is a pass down, like her mom put her in the industry, he got to be prepared that Kim, she follows the same patterns that her mom follows as far as raising her kids in the enterprise and in the industry.
Mm, okay, I could agree with that. Now, Candace Owens had something to say about this. The people are upset. She called Kris Jenner, no, she called Kim Kardashian a prostitute.
Yeah.
Um, a corpse with no soul, and she called Kris Jenner a pimp.
Yeah.
Now, do you think she was far fetched with that comment?
So let me tell you, I usually don't like Candace Owens or anything that she says, right? I don't kind of pay it any attention, but I just kind of go with my black people. When they tell me we don't like Candace Owens, they play me a clip, and I'm like, oh, that is kind of crazy. But this comment right here was a little bit spicy and kind of, I guess, in the realm of the money that they made, she's not a pimp. But in the realm of what happened, I don't know. I guess to answer your question, yes, she was far fetched for calling her a pimp and
Well,
a
she called
prostitute.
her a pimp who was able to succeed and make billions, millions.
Facts, but she
Yeah,
didn't pimp out her daughter. She used the opportunity and made the best of it, which was already done. I would say,
yeah, but
but
she made them reshoot it to choose the best video to put it out there. So that's what Candace is coming at with.
like it's
How
crazy because like I watch a lot of reality TV, and the
mhm.
same thing kind of happened with the Mimi and Nico sex tape when it dropped. They were saying that their tape got released, and to make the most of it, they went on here and just sold what they had. But because minutes wise, it wasn't enough to be a full movie, they had to go back and make more scenes to actually get the full deal. So I can understand. I think that Ray J is misinterpreting and miswording it. Like she looked at it and didn't like it. I think that it wasn't enough. Like they had to finish the deal. They had an agreement to get $400,000 that he put out there. It had to be done properly. Listen. When you make an amateur tape, it can be as long as you want. You just plan on pulling it out for you and your friend or whatever. That could be as long as you want. But when you are putting a business and a contract to deliver, it's got to be a certain length. It's got to be a pause moment. It's got to be a certain amount of time on that video.
I mean, but I don't know. I couldn't imagine watching my mom having sex on a sex tape, and I couldn't imagine my mom watching me having sex. I mean, like, don't you think that's a bit like weird?
Weird. Yeah, but we black though. We black. They Romanian. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them
Now,
coaches be doing some different stuff.
speaking of being black and Candace Owens, I just don't understand. Please, explain to me, why is it that black people just don't like Candace? No matter what she says, they just don't want to hear anything that she says. You actually mentioned that you feel the same way, but you're not the only one that feels that way. What am I missing here?
So in Candace Owens' defense, I think it's the same reason that people don't like me. We get paid to say what we want to say, no matter how offensive or how much people are on the side of it. Like
Right.
we get asked a question, and we give our true, 100% analogy to it. Now, I
Mhm.
think a lot of people have a lot of problems with correlations, right? It's like
Right.
when you say someone's a pimp and someone's a prostitute, you automatically think, dang, somebody getting beat and put on the street and sold for sex and giving all their money away and not profiting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, all right, dang. But
Mhm.
when you got people like that in position to bring people in a uproar, right? I don't know what Candace Owens' purpose or where she came from. However, I know a lot of the stuff that I started saying about her was when Trump was in office, and it seemed to be like she was like, yeah, let's. She was seeming to be on the side of police that was like killing a lot of black people, like making it like it was black people fault they was getting killed or whatnot. And I may have been misinterpreting her, but in the same breath, I come from a real street side of life. You know what I'm saying? Where I seen a lot of things, and I think her perception that she gives off to me and probably to the whole world is she's never seen that, never seen a hard, you know what I'm saying, time. Like, don't know what the streets is really like to make assumptions or to make stuff about what happens on people's lives like that. So you gotta really get educated a little bit on that. Just because you go to college don't give you the right to just be like, oh, I know everything. But you get paid for it.
Well, to her defense, I would say, even knowing the hard parts of life, I do agree with a lot of the sentiments that she say. A lot of the police encounters, not saying that any of these young black men deserve to lose their lives, could have been avoided. And that's basically what she's saying. She's not saying that they should have died because, they should have died. She's saying that it could have been avoided. And for us to, instead of correct the behaviors in our culture, um basically stand behind it, knowing that sometimes people are at fault and we're not holding our people accountable. And I think that's a lot of what she talks about. I don't agree with everything that she says. However, I can see that. I can see on a daily basis how certain people react to the police and how it could cause more conflict. Did you see the video of the young I don't know if she's young, but the woman in Georgia who got pulled over and the officer asked her to sign a citation? Did you see that?
I did not.
Look, I think it was a few weeks ago. It was this lady and I think her partner or her guy, and they were in a park after dark, and the police rolled up on them and basically wanted to give them a citation for being in a park after dark. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the gentleman, he didn't have no problem signing the citation. The lady, however, she said basically she didn't really want to sign a citation. So
Mm.
he said, "Why do I have to sign it?" He explained to her. He said, "If you don't sign it, I can place you under arrest." She was just like, "Well, okay, what's your name?" And he said, "Mr. Something." She was like, "What's your badge number?" And he was like, 4552. She was
Yeah.
like, "What's your name?" He was like, "Mr. So and so." "And your badge number?" He was like, so. He said, "Ma'am, if you don't sign the citation, I'll be forced to place you under arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Could you sign the citation?" She was like, no. She was like, "What's your first name?" He was like, "I don't have to give you that." And she was like, "And I don't have to sign a citation." He said, "Once again, if you don't sign the citation, I'll have to place you under arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?" She was like,
Yep.
she was just looking at her phone. He grabbed her and put her hands. He grabbed her and put her hands behind her back, and she was like, "Do you really have to do this? I'm scared. Oh my gosh, Mister So and so, I'll sign the citation. Da 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 da. Whoopty whoopty whoop." And in that instance, if it wasn't a black cop and it was another cop, you know what I'm saying, then they would have been like, "Oh, he's racist." But she was causing more,
Yeah.
she was doing the most.
Listen, I have lived those type of instances. Been with friends, and I'm trying to get us home, and these niggas trying to get us in an orange suit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
But that's what
I agree
Candace
with
talked
those
about.
sentiments. I agree with those sentiments, right? But the
Mhm.
thing about it is, I think that we got to understand something. More black people die from cops that don't get televised a lot every day.
Mhm.
Probably most of the people that share her content, at least out of the 10 people that are going to see it, at least 3 of them can relate directly to that type of stuff where they probably lost someone in that instance or that situation. So you talk about sensitivity issues, right?
Yeah.
You're telling people, yeah, you could have prevented losing your life. Damn. You know? I mean, I go on record telling all my friends in private, bro, that's just not how things supposed to get done. You
Mhm.
know, like, come on, bro. I tell my sons, if the police ask you for anything, you give it to them. As a matter of fact, let them find it on you. You lay on the ground. You fucking put your hands up. You don't even look at them. You let them search and find your ID.
Mm.
You know, it's just we gotta understand. I saw a movie that said it's a shame that we have to teach our black kids differently than they have to teach their white kids. Um, we have to stop with the "it's a shame" stuff. It's a shame that y'all still talking about that, and it's been happening for umpteen hundreds of years. That's the real shame. The shame is we still have yet to accept the realities that are upon us, and we still keep trying. There's all these pioneers, and now these Instagram people that tell you what to do when the police, come up on you and what to say. That's why you always wish your name, wish your badge number. Like, come on, bro. All of these people now all of a sudden want to talk to the police and
Well,
been to
let me
law school.
let me ask you. Let me ask you this. In our culture, a lot of people don't like the police. They have negative feelings towards the police.
Of
Do you
course.
feel like if if the way we view police was a little different and the younger black people, joined the force, do you think that would change anything? Do you think more
No.
black people need to become police officers for there to be any type of fairness?
No. Right? The police station, the police first the biggest problem is this. People do not understand the purpose of the police.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't understand their rules, they don't understand their laws, they don't understand what they can, what they can't do. I mean, like, it's like, honestly, I'm a sports guy, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing against a team on Sunday and I get out there and don't know when they get in this formation, they like to run this play. When they move him over here, they like to run this play. If I don't know that, I'm done. I'm cooked turkey on Sunday. So I have to study this. I have to know this because these are my opponents,
Mm-hmm.
right? The police are your opponents in this world because of how they moving, how they working. But the reality of it is their purpose was meant to be an ally no matter your race, skin, or color, or whatever they say, religion or none of that stuff. I mean, it's like artists, let's just put it in another phrase. It's like artists out there who wake up every morning waiting for their manager to give them something to do. It's like, bro, you're in charge here. You're the boss here. You're supposed to tell the police. You realize police don't come until you call, right? They can't just pop up and say, "Hey, there's a crime being committed." You have to call them. A
Well,
police
now
officer
they
can't
don't.
even.
Now they don't come at all, even when
And
you call them.
the reality, a police cannot. Why do you think they have to go to courts? You know what I'm saying? And like, there's so many levels. Police can't do a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
that we think they can do that we get scared of automatically.
Yep.
That's why everybody thought it was so cool when Jay-Z had that song when he was like 99 Problems and he started doing the whole police thing and talking about how he was getting pulled over and all the things he said. And he said, "I know my rights, you're going to need a warrant for that." Everybody's like, they were so cool. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, okay, y'all learning some literature, but learn why. Learn really what your protocols are. You
Mm-hmm.
know? So, yeah, it don't matter who the police officer is. Because at the end of the day, if the person that is controlling the system is telling you to act away, it's just like any job. It's like
Yep.
one of the rappers that'll get out there and start dancing and chicken and jiving and all types of weird stuff once he get a record deal.
Mm.
Everybody like, no, he was so real. What happened to him? Like, what? He got a
Mm.
boss now. His boss telling him how to act. You wonder why your man's pulling around your way. Now he posted up in your neighborhood. You like, oh, John. Nah, John got to make an arrest. He can't see that. He can't see that. Y'all got to take that down there. Because if he don't, he gonna be right out there with y'all again.
Mm.
So what y'all got to do? Y'all got to know what his job is. So the job can tell, hey, go down there, bro. We good right here. Yeah, we don't need you. Whatever
Now,
the case is.
now I do want to segue into a post that I had posted, and you you basically, I don't know if you was playing devil's advocate or what you be doing, but I had posted that basically, it was Cat Williams, and he was saying that um, whenever an artist dies, somebody's getting richer.
Correct.
And the labels are making more money. And you said that they're also losing money. So I wanted you to
Awesome.
expand on if their loss is more than their gain. Like, I didn't understand how you could feel that way.
So labels, there's rumors that labels are putting life insurance policies on their artists,
Mm-hmm.
which is
You said,
G.
hold on, wait. You said rumors?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
We're going
rumored that,
to note that because I'm going to come back to that. Go ahead.
right, it's rumored that labels are putting
Mm-hmm.
life insurance policies on their artists. And if that is now something that's being rumored, that means that it's something that's new that's happening or something that's just being like the thing to do now. What I realize is this: if we get a deal with Spotify and they want us for 100 shows, you know, 100 shows. We go out here, we do whatever we want to do, we get ratchet, we turn around, get ourselves killed because of our past life on show 20. That's 80 shows. 80 shows. And let's talk about these artists that's really like these massive deals that these artists are signing are not for one song, people. Not for one album, right? These be like for 5 albums, 10 albums, 4 albums, 7 albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Half of these artists, y'all realize that they be on like mixtape number 2, album number 1, second album coming soon. Their post-mortem album sometimes is usually their first album or their second album, and use a lot of their unfinished music from their first album. And it's usually a bunch of collabs. Those are people that got to be paid for now to finish that project. Because a lot of people out here walking around really thinking that a record label gives you $10 million. You don't give them your 4 albums, and you got to go to your bank account and pull back $10 million to get to the record label. No, you're $10 million richer. They're out of 4 albums, and only thing that stops you from making more money is the fact that you owe them 4 albums. So you won't make any more albums, but you got 10 million buckarooskies for albums that you may decide to drop, you may never drop, and then Lord forbid you die. Well, that's all losses right there. So so I think that it's only right that labels try in some shape, form, or fashion to recoup. And to anybody, I'm gonna debunk this right now. If anybody thinks that they're making all this money back off their streaming and they're going number 1 on iTunes, you're crazy. They're number 1 on iTunes for a day that they die and their streams are up. No, the money is made by them being able to tour and perform those records for the rest of their lives.
I thought touring and performance was more so money for the artist's pocket. The labels make more money on the back end of it.
No. Artists may get paid to perform. You see what I'm saying? But you think about it like this. If an artist is somewhere performing, he may have been paid $300,000 to perform. Well, his label may have been paid $300,000 for that performance. That artist may be walking over. You hear artists talk about, I get $100,000 a night, $50,000 a night. You know that? Come on, it's not until artists are mega superstars they start talking about they getting $1 million a night. So like when we really start putting things in perspective, yes, an artist gets paid up front because the labels don't want them to come back when it's royalty time. Hey, take this 100,000, take this 100,000, take this 100,000. Do these 30 shows this month. I'm gonna get the 30 shows back on my publishing that I own of yours. That's maybe 90%. and I'm gonna get it back on that writer side that I own of yours, for that producer that I hired to work on your project, for that songwriter that came in, for those samples from our previous artists that we can't use anymore, for all that work that we put in. We're gonna get all our recoup back from the touring. That's what the secret sauce is to all of this music business.
All right, so I still disagree. I still think that they make more money off of you, depending on where you're at in your career. That's another thing. That's a huge factor. They can make more money off of you when you're gone than when you're basically alive. Now, I don't know if you remember, but Bushwick Bill, he was with the Ghetto Boys. He actually sued Rap A Lot because they took out a life insurance policy on him, that he did not know about. So, amongst my digging, I heard of something called like a death clause. And this is basically, they put it somewhere within your contract. It's basically the label recouping money in case something happens to you and you didn't fulfill your deal or whatever you were supposed to do.
Yes.
And I encourage artists to actually do more research and look more into that. But yeah, I thought that's
Now,
crazy. You
now
wouldn't even know.
it's two things that I need you to do, all right? That I want you to do for me first. Because before we go further, I want you to explain to me how are the labels gonna make more money? And then
So you don't
second,
think they made more money off of? You don't think they made money off of Tupac and still making money off of Tupac since he's been gone?
no.
Why not?
No. Well, because for one, what did his mom and his sisters and them do? They
Okay,
got
all right.
together,
Let's say it
sued the
was.
labels, and took the whole estate from them peoples. They took
Okay,
the whole estate from them record label.
what if the family didn't do that?
But that's the thing, like in every situation that usually happens, the estate gets broken up.
Mm-hmm.
And the artist's family splits what that artist has. The label only has vocals that they have to try to make money back on. And even after you drop an album, after the first week, that let's say the record goes a billion, there's a billion streams the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Can Tupac can't even drop the same, he can't drop the greatest hits again. And everybody's going to go download it and stream it up. Right? I mean, like, they had to start putting new artists alongside his voice on his latest album to try to make it feel like it was current. And everyone didn't get a good reception.
They still made money off of it though.
Let's put a number on it. They made $1 million. Let's say they made $1 million.
And how long has Tupac been gone?
He been gone over 20 years, 20 plus years. But let's say they made $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, right? We know they didn't go platinum, so that's when you in the millions. We know they didn't go platinum, right? Because that would have been news. Tupac goes platinum, right? That's news. So what we do know is that project is not in heavy rotation. We can't really name any songs off of that project. We also know that there was no afterwork done on that. And we know for a fact that Tupac made $65 million when he was alive. So to squeeze if you make me $65 million when you're alive, and I get to squeeze a little million out of another $10 million out of you when you die for 5-10 years later, I'm losing money. I lost 55 million buckaroos.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, like, we gotta think about it like this: the evolution of time, right? Mm-hmm. When Rockefeller first signed Kanye West, he was worth nothing. If he had died at that point, Rockefeller would not be getting the $1 billion Kanye West right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay. They'd be still getting the $1 million, $2 million. Now he's worth $1 billion. These are the things that if a label can get longevity and get behind you, or let's just not say a label. If a team can get longevity and get traction behind them, this is what happens. Your revenue goes from $1 million this year, $3 million next year, $10 million, $20 million, $100 million. That's how the deals happen. So if at any point, if I go and say, oh, I'm signing this artist, Jzabel the Truth, and she's going to be the next person, hey, I'm going to give her 10 million. Once I make this 10 million back, y'all give me 100 million, and I'm going to give her 20 million, and we're going to be straight, right? They're going to give me that so I can make this happen because of my track record. Now you're gone. I got to find another Jzabel, the daggone artist that's ready, and still pay that artist to replace you. So I'm like, well, I always ask, do you think that Taylor Swift had a death clause in her contract? Like, come on. Like, we're talking about the lifestyles that these artists come from. These artists are not getting pulled out your grocery store, out of high school with 4.0 GPAs, out of college on the dean's list, working at the government's office on Capitol Hill. They have been pulled off the corner. They have been pulled out of gangs. They have been pulled from whatever block that they run to orchestrate and go around the world and put their face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a death clause in it. If I just signed you last week and you walked in my office panicking like, oh, this deal gonna save my life. I just had to kill 3 ops last week, and I'm trying to fight a case, and I'm gonna beat this case. And once I beat this case, I'm ready to go on tour. All right, bet. We're going to give you 10 million. You should beat this case. You beat that case, yeah. You cool. You rapping all about it. I beat that case. I called a body about a week ago. You happy as hell. Well, now you popped all 2 months now into your tour because I got your whole damn itinerary, where you going to be, what city you going to be in, what state you going to be in, and you bet not go back home to mommy because I'm waiting to see you right there. So let's just be real. None of these artists that's like, I mean, like, none of these artists that are getting that type of treatment, they're being blessed already. The labels are taking a gamble from the break already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thank God for the people like Chief Keef who understand, get my deal, and move.
But why would they keep wasting their money though? If that's the aspect we're looking at it
from. You're not being
investing.
You're not being fair now. You know you're not being fair now.
I mean, I'm just being.
I mean, look. Your favorite artist in the world makes a living off of it. He wants them to get it back in blood, sit down in jail. Because you know what? We are still playing Get It Back in Blood.
We are.
You know, we out there free Pooh Shiesty. All the while we got all these clean ass artists out here. We ain't asking for them to drop no projects. We don't give a damn what they doing. Do you care?
YSL now.
Look at us. Look at us. We are a toxic, ratchet world. That's what we have become in this bubble. That's what we've become. Like, we don't. Is anybody asking for Common's new album? Is anybody begging for that? Where is the post? Bring Common back.
I mean,
this Most Def don't even call itself Most Def no more. So you won't be getting that. It's like Wasim Bey. Wasim Bey. So you keep waiting on that Most Def, you may get you a Wasim Bey. This music industry is way more toxic because all the toxic people in the world run to music.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. I broke up with my girlfriend. I need to hit the studio. Oh, my folks died. I need to hit the studio. Oh, they playing with me in this job. I need to hit the studio. You get in the studio talking all this toxicity. That's like, come on. Hello. Mm-hmm. We look at the happy people that get in the music industry. We name them. We name shame them. We clown them. You can't be too legit to quit no more. You know, you can't do all that stuff no more. The clean act? Oh no.
No, it's not.
Listen, remember back in the day, it used to be a thing called commercial rap.
Ain't none.
Now it's
I
just
mean, it's
clean.
out there, but we
Now
don't.
there's now there's just send the clean version. There was a rap song, and and the rap song slips my mind, and I'm glad because I don't want to name it. But there's a rap song that was put out. The rap song was deemed so bad, but the streets loved it so much that the radios asked the artist to send them the clean version. They said that the artist sent them back a song with a minute and 49 seconds of deleted content, all beeped out because of how graphic and how crazy the song was. And they still played it. I mean, this song had to sound like, yeah, 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 with the getting money, yeah, like, come on. That's what they was playing on the radio because everybody in that city wanted that. So like, come on, young. Like, we can't ask ourselves why are they investing the money? That's easy money. That's good money right there. And now we're talking about the possibilities of life insurance policies that could be up to what, millions, billions? Because that's about projections, I guess. Life insurance is about projections. So, so now I see why they signed all the youngins that's ready to go.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's crazy. Listen, all right, I got a little message for all you artists that don't plan, that's trying to be in it for the long haul. It's time, y'all. Let's go ahead and get some jobs. Let's look for some 9 to 5s, some 10 to 6s, 12 to 3s, whatever you want to do. Because this game, I guess this is what they're looking for right now. Like, you got to be ready to go.
Definitely. So while we're talking about rappers and losing them, PNB Rock, of course,
That was crazy.
Was gunned down at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Now, I've been to LA, and I wanted to go to that specific location. Like that, I mean, it's like it's a tourist. To me, it's a tourist location. Like when you go to LA, you kind of do want to go there, because it's notable. But I must tell anybody that hasn't eaten at Roscoe's not to down the business or anything. It's just like, the New York Chicken and Waffles up there in by Walmart in Atlanta. It kind of like that.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. The picture that was posted, I don't understand it, but like,
it's a
I'm not about to dog the restaurant, but I'm trying to understand, like, what's the purpose of DoorDash, huh? Why do we need to
a Waffle House waffle with fried chicken? I thought it would at least be a Belgian waffle when I went.
It's a Waffle House style waffle.
They ended up taking me to, I think it's one in Pasadena, so we didn't go. I wanted to go to that one. They was like, no, we going up the road. We going to the Roscoe's up the road. And back then, I didn't understand. That was my first time in LA. But I guess now, hearing more about it, I mean, what do you think about it? Because you wear jewelry when you go out, right?
Every day.
So, how does this make you feel? And how does this make artists feel? Like, now, do you feel like you're penalized, just for wanting to look nice? Or
I'm not gonna lie to you, young. To be quite honest with you, 100%, you are penalized for looking nice. On my new album, I got a line of my song like, you can't even let a person know that you getting dough. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look sadder when your pockets are getting fatter. That's what people gotta think you're the worst. Like, honestly, there's certain places that I refuse to go wearing my jewelry.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it's like common sense. But that's me. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, me personally, as my lifestyle changed, so did places that I went. I mean, there are a lot of iconic places that I want to go, right? Or that I could have went to when I was just a regular person. these places were not like you can't walk into them, but they like in the trap. They're in the trenches. They got good food, and you know there's a risk going there, but you go. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, I used to walk up and down, go to New York and try to get a damn cheese pizza, one of the big New York slice pieces. But now that I'm older, now that I have access to life, right? So now me getting up and going out is not trying to go to the iconic hood spot. I want to go to the iconic spot on my level that I'm at now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to diss Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, but any location that has now gotten a man that is popular and well known around the world murdered in there, and on record of having several other robberies taking place while customers are eating inside the restaurant, and you have not said, let's beef up the security, let's hire some police officers, let's get prepared in here because this is what's going down in our neighborhood, then that's where I have a problem. That's where I have a problem. I'm like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Nah, bro. DoorDash that, bro. Or anybody that's making some type of moves in your life, bro, DoorDash them iconic spots, bro. Like, if you got money, send your mans to get that stuff.
I mean, but maybe his girlfriend wanted to go eat there, and
she gotta learn like she in the big leagues now. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still an icon. I mean, it's still a place.
Look. I was watching this movie, Major League Rookie of the Year, old movie, but it's about a kid who was playing baseball and he signed a contract for like millions of dollars, and he was playing baseball his rookie year, and the guy walked in and said, "Hey, what do you want to eat?" He said, "McDonald's." It was like, "Whoa, kid, you're a millionaire. You want McDonald's? You have a chef now. I'll make you McDonald's." You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, if she wants to be in that world, it was up to him to say, look, you don't go down there. And it's up to anybody when you elevating yourself to elevate people
but
with
what if
you.
he didn't know? What if he didn't know? What if he didn't?
Nah. Then that's loafing at an all-time high. That's loafing because he lives out there. He was living there in LA, right? So that's loafing. That's low. I went to Louisiana as a visitor, right? As a visitor, I had to be there for 3 days. Well, actually 4 days, because the first day was just like rehearsals and stuff, but I had to be there for 4 days. And when I got there in town, the first thing they did was gave me a tour. And I said, why do I need a tour? They said, because before you get your car, you have to know what streets you can't turn down. Because your car has no tents and you'll be seen in it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. When I went to Memphis, before I got to Memphis, the guy that was having me in Memphis, you know the first thing he said to me? He said, yo, Six, make sure you don't wear your red hat. Make sure you don't wear your red this. And make sure you don't wear that. Because we're going to be in the cars, more than 3 of us. They're going to pull us over for gang activity if you're wearing those colors. I said, well, my hair's red. What should we do? He said, oh, hell, get something tinted. You got to sit in the back. You see what I'm saying? So, like, these are protocols that when you are worth something to people in their life, they go through these protocols and tell you the ropes where you at. Now, I don't even live in LA. And I seen all the World Star Hip Hop videos and Instagram videos of people running in that Pacific Chicken and Waffles, robbing people while they were eating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even live in LA. So I know that's the talk of the town. Hey, they cutting up down there in Roscoe's. They tripping down there in Roscoe's. I don't know how they talk out there in LA, you know what I'm saying? But I know there's some type of lingo that went down to let people know that, hey, they robbing people in Roscoe's. Roscoe's knew. Even if PNB Rock didn't know, Roscoe's knew that people was in there getting robbed. Where was there Where was their presence of security? Come on. Jesus Christ, man. Like, nah, bro. Somebody that's worth millions of dollars should never be put in that type of situation. That's acting like, that's like, you can't listen. So you just gotta let some stuff, you gotta forgive and forget. I tell myself all the time, you can't replay the past, huh? You can't say, ooh, I meant to, and then try to go back and do it again.
So they
So,
said he was targeted because he posted his location as well as his girlfriend
of
posted
course.
their location. Do you think it was them posting their location, or do you think it could have possibly been somebody in the Waffle House that was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, loafer"?
Listen,
True.
listen. Both. It could have been both. It could have been both. That's the problem. If the idea that you, let's just be real, if the idea that you posting your location meant you could lose your life, then you already knew you was playing the dirty without security. If the idea that someone could just see me inside there and walk out and get me, you definitely playing it dirty. That's called loose. You're
Mm.
playing it loose. And unfortunately, that brother lost his life. You know what I'm saying? But like, come on, y'all. We artists does it doesn't. I hate when people talk about artists posting their location. If a person really wants to get you, posting your location, your whole schedule is right there for the world to see.
But why are they doing? It's like they're playing Russian roulette with their lives. It's like they're. I think an adrenaline rush for them, because why would you, if you're beefing with people and you're testing them and you're showing them where you're at? What makes you think that they're not going to try you?
Listen, I'm trying to tell you one thing. Artists think they are invincible based on their content and their traction behind that content.
Mm.
I mean, you ever see one of those artists that be talking all big and bad and how bad he is and walking around like he's super tough? Did he get knocked out and he don't want to rap no more? He done. Like it's like what people don't understand is like the music business or any type of entertainment business is like high school. You know what I'm saying? Even if you beat up everybody in that school, it's a new kid coming and he ready. Or one of them old kids want that crown, he ready. Like and honestly, people will be very envious of people who benefit off of our demise or something that you take from me. I'm going. I can't fathom someone robbing me for my chain, right? And then rapping about it and making millions, getting a record deal, everything. Oh nah, my folks,
Exactly.
we gotta see him.
That's what's going on now. Now let's talk about gang culture, right? You mentioned that you was told to take off your red hat, and this could be due to some blood crip activity. Well, Quando Rondo is denouncing, not even denouncing, he's pulling out. Do you think at this stage of where he's at, he's allowed to pull out? Because we're seeing even Ice-T is starting to denounce gang culture. And Charleston White is the leader of trying to attack gang culture. Do you think Quando Rondo should be allowed, even seeing death so close? Because a lot of people don't understand what it feels like to lose someone that's really really close to you. I think
Yeah,
there's a difference between losing a homeboy that you just hang outside with than maybe a family member or someone that
yeah.
you actually grew up with. So being as though he's possibly traumatized from this last death that this death that he experienced, do you think we should give him a pass, or not? They should give him a pass.
No, listen. They gotta get this 6ix9ine shit out of here, man. All these 6ix9ine niggas, man, gotta go. Right? For one, I'm gonna be straight up and down with y'all. Quando Rondo is hilarious. I don't believe that that's gang culture as so much as legal actions, maybe.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, listen. I don't care if you denounce a gang. You can't be in the gang, do everything with the gang, and then when the smoke get hot, say I'm out the game. Well, that's just not the right time to get out the game, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little hot now. You might need the game, but now you got some legal issues, and you want to get up there like what Hoover say? I'm out the game. Now I get the detective Tutuola saying he out the game. He's a whole damn cop for Christ's sakes. I see that dude every week arresting people. What is he's free to go. He's free to go. Detective Tutuola, you good. You good. You put in your work, OG. You put in your work. You actually have led a whole culture of gang people to come for a long time. So Ice-T, you good to go. Now Quando Rondo, on the other hand, you're just getting in. Like you just coming on the scene. Like you got a whole album pretty much dedicated to it. I mean, that's all we know. So if that goes, then I guess you go. What you gonna start talking about then?
Well, wait a minute. So they're saying rumors are, he didn't check in. So if the people that you hold so high and you're loyal to, and they don't, they would do this to you simply because, maybe you was just in and out. You didn't really feel
Well,
like contacting them.
that's even worse. That's even worse, Jzabel. The truth, and I'm gonna give you the truth right now. That's even worse, right? Because you can't be all in, right? And then when you break the rules, like I'm not gonna get punished. I'm out. Or I'm not with this because I finally broke the rules and I don't like it. They don't like me now. Nah, bro. And for one, why aren't you checking in when you touch down with your folks?
Well, I mean,
You got nothing but time. You
so
scared? You scared?
this
So
is
you
another
scared,
thing.
Quando?
Why is it that only black people have to check in? Isn't that
White
what
people got
Walter White is talking about? He's like, why is it that only black people have to check in when they go to LA? It's not just gang people.
wait. He said white people don't have to check in with their white gangs.
No, with the gangs, period.
Shit, if who told Charleston White this?
What do you mean? Who told him that?
Listen. Okay, listen. Let me clear this up real quick. Everybody does not have to check in. Only people who are affiliated with gang activity.
Oh.
I mean, yes, you have to check in if you are part of that set when you touch down. That's like going to
But
see your mama when you get home.
but hasn't there been rappers that been to LA that got robbed and beat and was told that they didn't check in and they weren't affiliated with no gang?
Listen. Listen. If you think these people ain't affiliated, what they doing around there? What they doing on the radar? You know what I'm talking about? What they doing on the radar? It ain't just because you got bread. It ain't just because you got money. It's because you out there thinking you can do what they do and get away with it because of your stature.
Mm-hmm.
There are rules. There is a ladder. There is a chain of command. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, listen. If I was a police officer, right, and I'm a DC police, and I'm down here in Atlanta, and I see a crime, I can't just run in on DC police. Get down. You know what I'm saying? I'm on their territory.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna talk to the Atlanta police about I got something. I say something. If you need my help, let me know. Because I'm in their home. That's called common courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not just gang culture. I mean, listen, if I go home to DC and I don't see my mama, oh my God. My daddy on my ass. Why you see your mama, boy? All you have to do is pull up 5 minutes, give your mama a hug. That's it. What's the big deal in that? You see what I'm saying? So you can't say these people family and then I'm ducking them. Quando need to take his tail. For one, only people that care about that is gang people because we don't care. When he says I'm denouncing the gangs, like that's not gonna make us go run and say, "Oh, Quando, we're gonna listen to your music now." Denouncing the gangs. We didn't give a shit. If we was listening to your music before, we're gonna listen to it. If we not listened to it before, we're not gonna listen to it. You denouncing the gang and all that stuff was for whoever you talking to, your legal issues or your people's, whatever it was. But all I know is that's irrelevant to people like to regular people. Thank God that we free to be free.
Mm.
Whew. I only
Haters,
got an answer to the wife.
haters, haters, haters. So there's people coining DJ Khaled as a culture vulture.
Oh wow! Now
And it's funny you say now because the thing is, if you are not of African American heritage or African descent, does that mean you cannot not like hip hop or be like I don't understand. Like I don't get it. Like if you was raised around black people and you grew up on that music, it's ingrained in you since you were small. How are you still a culture vulture?
I mean, what? Someone has to definitely give me the real definition of culture vulture, right? But based on my translation and interpretation of it, DJ Khaled is, in fact, a culture vulture. I mean, he could easily make some music for his own culture, but he probably is not making as much money as he does in our culture, selling off drug music and trap music and all that stuff over other people's nice beats. But you know what's interesting? The question came up to me was Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians culture vultures. And I said that they were culture pushers. So it's always interesting. I think a culture vulture is definitely someone who is sees the lifestyle and jumps in it to benefit from it without really giving anything to it. And Khaled doesn't give anything to our culture. You know, he doesn't offer us anything. He just does what I guess a DJ Khaled would do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then when you talk about people like the Kardashians, right, who also walk in the black world a lot, but a lot of, no disrespect, a lot of black women try to emulate their looks, their dress, their style, their parenting. You know, it's like, hey, so that's more like pushing the culture forward where people are looking at this and saying, I'm inspired to want to do that. And we don't see people saying, I want to be the next. I don't hear black people saying, I want to be the next DJ Khaled. I don't see him going into the schools. I don't see him coming into our communities besides using our artists to, you know, push his agenda of mixing music together.
Hmm. Okay.
It's very interesting though because the reason why I say now is because it's like every day something new, something new is being pushed. Culture vulture seems to be the new thing being pushed right now. And remember it was cancellations and now it's culture vulturing. And I'm like, it was the Kardashians, it was who was that artist? Like Justin Bieber, and now they're saying
Well,
DJ Cat.
you know what? Let's talk about that because I realized that a long time ago, but I was like a lot of white artists that came in the door through the R&B and hip hop side have now completely gone to the opposite end of the spectrum.
As far as white.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you have Miley, you have
Mm-hmm.
Justin, you have oh wow, there's two Justins.
Yep.
Timberlake and Bieber.
Well, Miley came in through country music
Well, no,
and
I'm not gonna
Disney.
say come in the music industry initially, but like I don't know if you remember, like she was just really indulging in hip hop culture,
Mm-hmm.
and then she just absolutely abandoned it.
Yeah,
So
because she did that bad rap song.
which one? 23s?
Yeah,
With Juicy J and Mike Will? Not.
yeah.
It couldn't have been that one. Everybody liked that song.
Just because everybody liked it don't mean she looked good in it. That wasn't a good look for her.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. It's cool to have a bunch of brothers got a white girl rapping. That's funny. But,
Mm.
you know, what did you see the next single? Nah,
So I
stop.
mean, is that culture vulturing? I mean, I guess because I don't really understand it. But when I see that, when I see them now, and I'm like, dang, they don't even really indulge too much anymore. Like they done changed their whole wardrobe. They don't even talk
Really?
the same no more. Like,
Yeah, they went back to what pays them. Plus, you know, you guys is canceling people left and right,
mm,
killing each other off, doing ratchet stuff, and making less money. So,
mm,
yeah, man. What, what shouldn't they be able to use their skin color to get ahead? I mean, look, that's why everybody call Eminem. That's why Eminem is. That is exactly why Eminem has sold more records than anybody because his skin color.
you really think so?
Yeah.
So what about Vanilla Ice?
What about him?
I mean, he didn't really.
When Vanilla Ice came out, he was platinum. He was number one. He just didn't keep going. Vanilla Ice's own personal off the field problems cost him.
Mm.
He could have been everything, but he chose to do what he wanted to do.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Could have been everything. Diddy was behind him 100%. Then Diddy still behind him 100% to turn him into a rock
Bubba
star.
Sparks.
Who that?
Bubba Sparks.
Can't name anybody that Timberland had because Timberland. Who anybody is there anybody in Timberland camp still relevant besides Missy, who was her own powerhouse?
Mm.
So you know that was just falling off with the label. He fell off with the label.
Mm. So Eminem earns his first spot on
Interesting.
Billboard's Hot Christian Songs chart, and the song is "Use This Gospel." I guess it's a remix of one of
Yep.
your boy Ye's tracks
Yep.
from
That's our
Jzabel.
DJ Khaled album. Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
So, what do you think about artists? Like, I know you don't believe in genres, so that's one thing. But do you feel like this is fair to the gospel artist that's really, really, really trying to get up
I'm
there
gonna,
with the
I'm
top?
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you 100%. I told y'all I know it's not fair. That's why we need to cut the genres out because y'all just letting anybody go anywhere. Eminem called the man a bitch. Told the nigga he's gonna kill him. Two singles previous to this single as the number one gospel record right now. Now that's crazy. I mean, that is really crazy to think about it. That there's rumors that he has a game disc record about to drop soon, but he's number one on the gospel album. I wonder what that record's going to be.
Mm.
Hmm.
I haven't,
But but
I haven't
there's,
really
there's
heard any Eminem tracks recently. I
why
actually
would we? Why
heard.
would we?
I
Now
heard
he's just the
someone
old
blast.
white guy. Now he's just the old white guy.
I heard someone blasting Renegade the other day in my parking lot, and it actually took me back because I really really love that song.
Yeah,
But other
classic
than
song.
that,
You know why Eminem is not relevant no more, right? Because white people got Drake.
mm, that's
Sorry, Eminem. But that's how black people take their slats back. They get you a lighter version of black. They go as light as they can. It worked with Michael Jackson.
mm,
When did he go number one? When he was white.
yeah,
When they got him a little brighter.
that's
And
true.
anybody want to argue
Nobody
with it?
want to talk. Nobody want to talk about that though. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody
Of course not.
likes to bring that up. But speaking of gospel, do you think it's possible for now what's the difference between a pastor performing, just I guess executing the Holy Ghost and just choking the shit out somebody. Now, did
Wait a
you
minute.
know about Bishop Whitehead choking out a woman in his Dior suit?
What? So that's what the video of the pastor everybody's been sending me?
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes, and
Let me
unfortunately,
look at this video. Let me look at this video.
right, I'm not on my lap. I would have shared it with you guys, but I don't have my laptop. Well, my laptop's not working. I'm about to try to turn it back on. But that's what I wanted to share today because I was like, wow, he's getting beside himself. You know what I'm saying?
This is the
But
pastor that got robbed.
yes, this is this he's doing. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do, which is go viral. But I just feel like
Well, hold up. They say that he was handling a woman for interrupting his service.
he told her, well, you get up here and preach then or something, and then next thing you know, she was walking up or something, and he just crossed.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? That man, he snapped. That man finally snapped. That man finally snapped. So I guess that's interesting. Oh, you went mute on me. You muted. Yep. Silent over there. But that pastor definitely lost his mind. I ain't gonna lie to you. He lost his mind right there. But, man, yeah. Good rating. We'll probably find out that this dude was a fraud sooner or later. We'll probably find out it's all acting. We should start something. We should start something new. We're gonna get time to get it together. Well, wow. She'll be back soon. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button down at the bottom. Share the link. Tell people to pop on in. Y'all can share the link right now. That whole second half. So y'all go ahead, get James rolled up. Stay locked in, because it's about to be good. She'll be back in a second. Let me see, read some of these comments. Exactly, bruh. That is not the place to be. That part of Cali. Exactly. He should have known better. I think he did know better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there you go.
Why is they playing with me? For real?
You know why? You know why?
Because Bishop Whitehead out here attacking women. He's getting, that's what I was about to say. He's getting besides himself because
he tripping out.
Yeah, he's definitely tripping. Definitely. I don't understand. I guess he feels like he's untouchable now or something.
Well, how? He got a gun? He carrying a gun on him in church now since he got robbed? Now, where is this guy from?
Who is going to this church? Is what I want.
I don't know, but I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah. That dude don't like people talking about him for some reason.
I don't know who the hell is going to that man's church. I know it wouldn't be me.
Where is his church at?
I think it's in Atlanta. I heard it was in the comments they said something about his church being entertaining or something. I don't know if it's online or obviously it's people there.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If this keep going 5 years, my church coming.
What you mean? What?
Nah, I'm just saying. I'm thinking about it. Y'all can tune in. Y'all gonna be tuning in every Sunday, and I'm gonna do mine at a different time. Sunday. Do mine at a different time though, so I can get my.
Oh no, he's from New York. My bad, not Atlanta, New York.
I figured it was New York from the way he was wearing his hat in one of them videos, because they got to think about them big old hats.
Why was the woman charged? Oh, what? She was charged.
Yeah, she is. You
Oh
can't
no,
walk.
he was charged probably.
He should have been. Somebody should be charged. That's assault.
Well, he could have just said he was trying to help her get out the Holy Ghost.
His wife ain't got no hands. We
Mm-mm.
should go to his church one weekend.
Yeah, I'm
See if he'll
thinking.
choke us. Choke us!
I'm looking. This is crazy. Why
It's New
would
York.
he do that?
That's how they do in New York, B. You gotta be ready, son. They don't play that. They don't play that.
I don't think this was for clout. You don't think this was just for Instagram?
Nah. Let me tell you one thing, right?
He looked like he crazy.
I ain't gonna lie to you, but let me ask you, do you think this was for clout? Blueface knocking out his girl's father.
They
You ever
upset.
had a dude that tried to fight your dad?
No,
What would
cause
you have done?
what would I have done?
Yes.
I'm a daddy's girl, so I think that would have just you disrespect my father. That probably would have been it.
Well, his father swung on him. Her father swung on him, and they expect to get mollywop.
I mean, well, she did beat his mother, so I mean, I guess
Fair is fair.
even score. What I will say about Blueface Christian is they had a beautiful moment this weekend, and I hate for it to be ruined by him fighting her father. I thought the video they did well when they were modeling Daniel's leather. He had some really really nice pieces. I thought that was a very cute moment for them. And then here we go with more drama and trash activity. So
Mm-hmm.
I like them for each other. I think that even though it's a toxic relationship, like she said, it's the bottom after him. Like she don't have nothing else to go back to. So maybe this is familiar for her, and it looks like he really, really, he loves her. And I mean,
That's just how the gangs do stuff. That's how they do stuff. They love hard.
hmm
They love hard. Now, when you think about T Grizzly, now we know we talk a lot about the power of the tongue on this, but T Grizzly dropped a song last week called Robbery. Well, shortly after he dropped that song, his home invaded, and he lost $1 million worth of jewelry and cash.
mm,
Now, is this a publicity stunt?
I think so. That's what I felt when you said that.
That's what I felt too.
Because I
I
think
felt it too.
it's a lot of that going on now. Yeah, and I mean, just imagine you get to keep the jewelry, make some money off of it, off market, and get the insurance money for it, or get another piece. So, only person in a win-win situation is the people that's getting robbed for this jewelry.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely got a
Yeah,
valid point there.
yeah,
This is
so
one thing I tell everybody all day long, but it's definitely screaming public public publicity stunt. That's what it's screaming to me.
yeah. So last topic I kind of wanted to touch on was artists checking. Hold on 1 second. All right. Basically, artists looking for registered venues or registered venues for musicians. I wanted to pick your brain. I know we've discussed this before, but it seems like some people it's just a know-how for it. So what tips would you give for artists knowing, it's best to perform at venues that are registered, but what if they don't know anything about registered venues? How would you coach them?
Well, first of all, It's interesting that you asked me that question because that question came up to me actually yesterday. I had an artist call me and ask me the exact same question. Now, a lot of y'all don't even know the symbols to look for on these buildings when y'all are visiting these buildings, or what buildings to look for, what venues to look for, what questions to ask. Now, I do inquire a lot about when I'm doing a show. Is this venue registered? You can't listen to a promoter because they just want you to get out there. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell all y'all, especially all you self-managed artists out there doing it by yourself, trailblazing the blazing path, pick up that phone and call the club owner. And of course, if you can't get the club owners, which I don't know why you shouldn't be able to, your performance rights organization has a nice little list when you go and enter in your performances
Mm-hmm.
and you type in the name of that venue. And you could do this before your show.
Mm-hmm.
You could type in the name of that venue, and if it doesn't pop up, well, two things: it's not registered or no one's performed there. And I'm gonna take the latter and tell you that the place is probably not registered.
Mm.
Now, I gotta tell y'all artists, don't be discouraged and not performing at these places because that's for ASCAP and BMI to handle. Because these venues know better.
And they'll get fined. They can get fined for that.
Now, Ken, they will be fined for that. You're going to be paid regardless. Because, like I said, these venues know better. There's a thing called licensing. I know y'all don't know what that means, but go ahead and pull out your handy dandy notebook and a pen and pad if you're still writing things down like a dinosaur. But, yes, these venues have to pay for their licensing. And
Mm-hmm.
if they're not paying for their licensing, then they should not be having you up in there performing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, a lot of these people put this stuff and this onus on the promoters, but at the end of the day, they run the business and they have to run their business properly. And it's your job to make sure that you get your pay. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what the advice I would definitely give. Also, like if you're dealing with a booking agent, let that booking agent know that you're only interested in those type of venues. Event centers are usually really good places to start trying to get performances in. A lot of you artists are afraid to do your own shows because you're afraid to lose money, though. Now, that's
Yeah.
where you really are going to start saying most of these events, these venues that are um, done like that are paying, they go through a whole process with booking their artists. You
Mm.
know, like they usually are booking acts to come in. You know, so when you're starting off, you gotta do your due diligence on making sure that these venues know better after having you in there. And they'll decide if they want to continue doing events in there. But there's so many venues in the world, in your city, in your town that you can just bounce off. If you find one that does have their stuff together, I recommend you doing a partnership with them. Also doing a partnership with every promoter that works there because any show should be an opportunity for you to perform. And if you can find yourself in a situation where you're performing at that spot every day, it gives you a good opportunity to build a fan base to know where they're going to see you at every night, and also building up your catalog and performance hours as well as your royalty credits.
Facts. Well, thank you for sharing that information, you guys. I hope y'all had y'all pens and pads ready because I
Yeah,
don't know how many more times he gonna do this for me. And while y'all in here, please go ahead, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. Um, doesn't cost you anything. But yeah, Six, thank you so much because I've been talking to artists and I kind of been picking their brain, and a lot of people don't know that these venues that they're performing at aren't registered, or how to find registered venues so that they can get these
right.
royalties for their performances. So I do want to thank you again for
Yeah.
taking the time out to explain it.
Let's just be clear though, right? There's a lot of steps that y'all have to go through before you even get to that part, right? And that's what I realize a lot of artists they're not paying attention to the chain of command, to
Mm-hmm.
the order, the process. I mean, there's artists out here with 20 music videos, 3 albums, and not one song registered.
Yep. Facts.
You know, but then they ask you, why am I not being paid for my performances? Mm, mm. There's artists out here that's been with BMI for 5 years and they never opened it. Don't even know their password. Gotta request a password and call BMI. That just looks so stupid to me. I ask an artist like that. I always know artists like that that don't know their BMI, their ASCAP information, their login information, or had it for that long. They use Cash App only. They don't got bank accounts for sure. They have nothing of, they still go to the store and cash their checks. They look for the bank name and go in there and pay $5 to cash their checks. Those are those type of people. You know, I know guys, there are artists that have come up to me like, yeah, I'm not with nobody, and pay this money to get with one, only after they pay get told that they with another organization and they're denied. You know, it's like, I never signed up for this. Who signed me up?
Right.
You know, it's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so artists are not on top of their stuff. And honestly, I gotta let y'all know, like, that's why you're not a business. Could you imagine if you walked into your manager's office and said, what's my schedule? And they was like, I don't know. When I get paid, I don't know. Where the paychecks at? Somewhere. Let me find them. You know? Come on. Could you imagine if your business that you work for was disorganized, didn't have the paperwork together? Every time you turned in your time sheet, they still haven't submitted it yet. You'd be still waiting on payday. Y'all have the same problems, the same issues. Right? So like it's a whole lot. I had to tell one artist after I spent like maybe an hour on the phone with this artist, giving him counseling and consultation. For at the end of the conversation for him to say, yeah, this is a lot. And I had to tell him, like, yeah, that's why you have to hire someone to do it if you can't maintain it. You know, like, a lot of y'all are afraid to put your money where your mouth is. And y'all afraid to ask people to believe in you and invest in you and work with you and give you some time. Because honestly, you can get more people to work. You can get more producers to work with you. If you was dropping an album, let's say an album every month or an album every 6 months, every 4 months, right? And you getting your royalties off of it and you getting your shows, you're not going to have those producers that not wanting to give you beats. They want to be along. There's going to be so many producers that want to be along for the ride. And when you're making your money off your royalties from all this work, you're not going to be sitting there worried and penny pitching and thinking about how can I do this? How can I make this work? Because you're going to understand, shit, I spent $2K on this song. I made $11K. Duh, I'm going to spend another $3-4K on top of that $2K I spent to make $20K. Whatever the case may be. I mean, unless your non-hustler, drug addict, loser self kicks in, you know, because that's always where a lot of you indie artists fall short. You get your first $1,000 and you go get high and fresh and forget how you made that $1,000 was by paying $500 to somebody to put some work in. You know, none of y'all are hustlers. None of y'all are hustlers. Well, sports to war, I gotta let you guys know that all the people that are making it are hustlers. They understand the hustle. They understand that I gotta take this 20 to make 100, take this 100 to make 1,000, take this 1,000 to make 2,000, take this 2,000 to make 3,000, 4,000, whatever the case may be, and so on and so on. All the while y'all are out working to be fresh, have the best outfit, had the most stage time to get in free at the club.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I find it always interesting. I'm like, after you get in free at the club, then what? You know,
Right.
it's like it's it's so funny that they believe that a 10-minute performance and
Mm-hmm.
the other people doing one song makes them the best person in the room.
Right.
It's like I'm a headliner. Oh, okay.
Definitely right. Gotta do it like it's your business. You definitely right about
You know
that.
how many of the headliners I have never heard because they were closing the show?
Mm.
I mean, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but they look cool. They dress cool, but I never seen them. I've never heard them perform. Never seen it, heard their music because they were at the end of the show because they thought they were so above us all.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of headliners that definitely got in their position because they understand the business and then don't even know how to be a headliner. Don't listen. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The artists that don't even know how to assume the position are the worst ones. I mean, like, do y'all understand? Like, what I'm saying is, there's a way to be a VIP in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, and not to cut you off, but it's a story you had told us a while ago, and I actually heard it again, and I forgot what celebrity it was, but it was basically like you had went to a studio or something, and everybody else was focused on one thing, and you had positioned yourself somewhere in the studio, and somehow you made contact with who you needed to make
Yeah,
contact
yeah,
while everybody else was over there BSing.
yeah,
And I forgot what artist interview I was watching. It was a celebrity, and he said the same thing. He was like, why everybody else was, just blowing their money and playing around. He was like, I made sure that when I was in a room, I was connecting with the people I needed to connect with. And
yeah,
instead of showing off, I was more so there to learn and pick up.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
your ego can stand in the way, of possible opportunities.
And 1,000%. You know, because like even in that situation for me, I was sitting there mind blown. These artists were paying thousands of dollars to meet these people and missed the opportunity because they were in the back room smoking and bullshit, playing their music for other artists in the room.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what are y'all doing back here? Y'all know they all leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, hey, I got the numbers. Don't worry. Y'all be good. Well, I'm trying to tell you, like, I've seen artists get a $200,000 advance and blow it, showing off the same day.
Mm.
Prada shoes, Louis belts, fucking Montclair coats
Mm.
in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Just dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They renting I-8s and renting Airbnbs, 4 different Airbnbs for the weekend because they want to be lit. Don't want to stay in the same place because they can't be because they all on Instagram telling everybody where they at tonight. And then they got to move the next day to another Airbnb. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've watched this stuff happen. And you know all I said to myself? Man, they getting it up here. This is where it's at. This the type of money they blowing. This is what we doing.
Yeah.
I've caught myself. I've been around artists on signing day, and they're all spending money, and everyone's happy, and I'm in the mall, and I'm like, I get my little percentage for helping them close the deal, and now I'm walking out the junk with like 4 or 5 pairs of Yeezys and jeans and shit. Because damn, I'm an artist too. I gotta let them know I'm an artist too.
Right.
They spending it 3 or 4 thousand in here. I gotta try to match this. I gotta get close.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been in times when I've been like, no, I'm not gonna get anything, and we're walking around and they're all happy, and I'm not gonna get anything, and it's like, oh, that guy's really broke.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. And honestly, you guys don't understand one thing. Perception is everything, right? Because every situation that I've went to and I did not spend money while they were doing their celebration run, whether it be going out to dinner. What up, J Money?
What
I'm
it
sorry,
do?
I
And
wasn't.
Gibbs can probably contest to this as well. But any situation that I have been in where it's been celebration time and I don't celebrate with the artist, that relationship is usually cut off. The relationships and where I'm with the artist, and I know I may got $3,000 in my bank account that they just gave me. You know what I'm saying? But I'll still spend 2,000 of it just to impress, because that may end up that leads to them calling me again and again and again to make more thousands.
So I could definitely vouch for that. And I try to tell a lot of people it's not too many people that you can go to and get that type of accommodations. Like that's really an accommodation. You know what I'm saying? Because other people, they're taking your money and they'll pocket that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he'll make sure that he takes this time, effort, and energy and puts it back into the artist.
Like I had an artist get a nice little situation. We had to take him to New York, me and J Money. I said, J Money, come with me. You know what I'm saying? This is J Money first time calling me, like working with like a new artist and shit. Mm-hmm. So he's like, we're all in the studio and like he's like, all right, let's work. And I'm like, yo, we don't do that with these artists. Like, we just gotta pretty much kiss their ass. It's like, yeah, that's hot bars, fire bars. You know, that's dope. You know, and then while we're sitting there, what ends up happening is the artist starts coming up like this. Hey, you guys want to help me write this song? I'll give you credits on this.
That's exactly what happened.
We get credits just by sitting in there. You know,
by being
there's a lot of artists that be really disassociate themselves. This artist talks about, hey, we need to hit the mall. We need to hit this. We need to do that. We right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about understanding, because see what happens is when they are talking to the people that are closing deals, you know who the deal closers are. Mm-hmm. Now, you guys take your hustles and do with your hustles whatever you mean. But at the end of the day, people like to know, if I'm making money with you, we can spend money together, make money together, and it's long lasting.
And the reason why I was going to say something else that's really important about that, because I think people get a manager's role confused, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that a manager's supposed to do and represent that artist. So if the artist goes in the room, he's sitting in the meeting, and you know what I'm saying, it's a deal closer, right? And they're like, yeah, we want you to perform here in front of these people, doing this and that. And if it's something, the artist can't be the one to be like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. That's why sometimes it's good to have somebody speak for you, like a manager, you know what I'm saying, who can put you in those situations where you can still profit. Because artists, a lot of times, I think, kill their profits by
not showing up.
Mm-hmm. Not showing up, over talking, or if they're not showing up, you know what I'm saying, they don't have a manager to be like, hey, you know what, the artist can't show up. No one's representing them. So therefore, their brand is devalued because they're going to be marked. Remember, we used to call them flyer whores. Remember, I used to be like, man, I'm not making no flyer for them. They some flyer whores. They just want to make a flyer. They're not going to show up. And you know what I'm talking about too, Jzabel. When we were doing Smokehouse, motherfuckers used to just sit on flyers and not show up. That's what
I'm saying. Like, that same value is the same when them club owners see you in the club. They know you're not the one buying the bottles. They know you're not the one buying the drinks. They know you're not the one buying food. So why would they book you to come back?
Why?
When you stand there all night.
Let me tell you, like, simple shit I used to do was, instead of buying a bottle, because a bottle be $150, $200, right? You got $100 to be like, hey, yeah, the next 10 people drinks on me. Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the next whatever. If you got $5 shots, yeah, the next 50 people, you could do that. And they're going to look at you like you supporting that business more than, you know what I'm saying? It's still.
Let me give y'all the ultimate cheat code, though. This is the ultimate cheat code to meeting the owner and finding out who is in charge of a spot. And it ain't buying drinks, because usually with buying drinks, after the third one, you start to get a little unprofessional.
Of course.
You know, and I get y'all. You're turning up, and then you're being loud. You just, you know, I get it. But y'all have to understand something. These people put food on their menus. These are foods that they like. Foods that they pick to represent their restaurant.
That part.
Order them. They're usually cheaper than the drinks are anyway. Order a couple of dishes. and then ask for the man in charge. If you're in a little rinky-dink club holding the wall, you best believe it. The owner gonna see you eating his food, and he gonna come to you. If you're in a big spot, I mean, a real large spot, it ain't gonna really help you doing that, unless you get up and get active and get around there and try to find out who is in charge and making this.
Get active is the key thing that you said. You got to be active. You know, like a lot of people, and I say this in a nice way, right? So a lot of people, they'll pray. They'll be praying all day, like, Lord, I need a job. But if you ain't filling out no applications or you ain't on Indeed.com, what you expect to happen?
Yep.
You could be praying and be in that Bible all day, but if you're not actively searching and you know what I'm saying, what you doing, what you expect to happen?
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you, order the wings and learn how to lie. Order the wings and learn how to lie. You'll get a lot of places in this industry as an indie artist trying to figure out how to get into the clubs and get these clubs to stop treating you like a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time I walk into a club, first thing I ask, y'all got wings? And they always now in Atlanta, they always try to get you with some like special sauce that they got,
Oh yeah, the special sauce is important.
Always something messy. So, always get the dry wings. Dry wings, don't get no sauce or nothing because you're going to look real ghetto up in there. Doing all that. Don't do that.
I saw the mumbo sauce in the Walmart when I was down there.
Yeah, it's in the Walmart.
The mumbo sauce.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think everybody knows what mumbo sauce is. And I only say this because when I was younger, I think I was out of town in like Ohio. You know what I'm saying? This is before I was vegan. I've been vegan for the last, couple years. Yeah. And when I went to the carryout, I was like, yeah, let me get wings, put mumbo sauce on everything.
Why did you say vegan like you're better than us?
No, I said before because I'm vegan now. So
I mean, the way it came off though was like, yeah, I've been vegan now. Like that's like a lifestyle. Like, and we're meat eaters.
He be eating though, like he ain't no weird vegan. Like how some vegans be like down on what you eat. Like he cool. Like he about to eat anyway. Like I kind of like hanging with this vegan. Like,
see,
listen, whenever we go on the road, only thing that we have in that car is grapes.
That's true though.
That's the only thing safe. That's the only thing safe for both parties. You know what I'm saying? Just grapes. We went a whole weekend just eating grapes.
We ate more than grapes. We ate more than grapes, man.
Hey, I don't know. I didn't call none of that stuff he was eating food. I don't know, man. I was just like, there's no way. There's no way, man. Just give me some grapes.
I'm a healthy eater. I can eat healthy, so I guess I could put up with his diet a little bit more.
Hey, look, I am not messing with y'all and food. I am so messed up with my food and picky with it. I don't play.
No, look, let me tell you, because Jzabel, we was going out to eat. Jzabel was like, I don't know where to go because I eat meat and like I don't know where we're gonna go. I said, listen, we could go wherever. Like wherever you want to go, we're gonna go there and I'm gonna find something to eat. She's like, are you sure? I said, I'm sure. I'm gonna find something to eat. Like I'm gonna eat. Like I eat. Don't get it.
Facts, bro. They picked me up from the station with from the airport with burgers and everything. I'm like, there's no way we can eat a burger before the show. They're like, you gotta eat something. You gotta eat something.
Right? I mean, and we were supporting a black-owned, I forgot the name of that business, but it was a black-owned business out there in Jersey. Actually, I need to go back up there because, it was cool.
Hey, I'm trying to plan the trip anyway. What you want to go to Jersey for? Let's go.
Great.
It's some artists. It's definitely some more artists out there that I need to tap into. And then my homegirl be going out there, so I told her I pop out.
Hey, y'all go up there and see my man Fred, man.
You already know.
Definitely.
Hey, let me tell you too.
Shout out Ding Bats.
When Sixxcess walked into this club, this was the most amazing experience I've had with Sixxcess.
It's always
when I walked in this club with Sixxcess, the two bartenders came from behind the bar and ran over to me and was like, why didn't you tell me that you were bringing him? And I was like, huh? Like what? And she's like,
Yeah.
Sixxcess. And I was just looking at the two bartenders like, I don't know what's going on. And
Like,
after that, he was like, we'll give you a drink. What do you want to drink? I was like, hey, Sixxcess, I don't know what you did in here before we came.
Man, me and Fred became best friends. My first time up there was with Tanya and them, man, and like we was up there on some boss business, and like I loved it. I was drunk as hell.
We still gonna shout out 11 Orbits and his lady,
Yes.
because actually, if it wasn't for them, I would never go out Jersey. You know, so they actually extended the invite for us to kind of do business together, and we ended up out there. So you know, tip off my hat to them. You know, got me exposed to Jersey.
Shout out 11.
Yeah.
No, we ain't gonna give him too much of a shout out. But that's all good. He was a good man. But y'all know how it is. It always is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? However, though, Jersey was an excellent time that I had up there in Jersey. That was probably like one of the Jersey, and then Miami. Well, Miami, then Jersey is the top two cities I've been to now to do shows.
Yeah.
Then Louisiana. I know y'all don't. I know y'all probably ain't been on the turn-up circuit in Louisiana, but that's another great market for indie artists. I mean, not that ratchet. You have to be safe, but yeah.
Vegas too. Las Vegas is a great place for indie artists because I don't know what it is, but they're like behind. Because when I was out there, man, they were still giving me CDs, bro.
Wow. No, I'm not with that, bro.
And listen, I say it's a great place for indie artists because if indie artists are coming from places like other than Vegas, because the artists that were there in Vegas were the ones giving out CDs. I'm like, oh, where you from? He's like, Vegas. I'm like, you ain't got
damn digital card, Spotify.
Yeah, like a QR code or something. You ain't got USB for me.
Y'all hear that jam message? Just drop 2 gems.
Yeah, so Vegas is another place, and also people haven't been tapping into Kansas City.
Well,
yes, that's what
Kansas City.
Yes.
Wow. I ain't doing it, young. Y'all remember that show, Malcolm and Eddie?
Yes.
That show ruined Kansas City for me.
Oh, that's where they were from.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Funny Marco's from Kansas City, I think. So
you making it worse. Can't lie.
I mean, he's funny though. Like,
Can't lie. David Funny Marco made it worse.
You got corny characters like that. You know what I'm saying?
So look for all my DMV artists out there that's watching right now. J Money, we should give them a few spots that are registered in the DMV area that they should be performing at.
Oh, we can give them Red Lounge.
Red Lounge is my #1 spot to take care that are taking care of the indie artists.
And let's explain because I know some people may not understand. So what we're saying is that these venues you're able to register your on-stage performances. These are for members who use ASCAP and collect royalties for those 3 to 6 months after that performance date. So these are some of the giveaways that we give y'all today.
Another venue. Would you like to give them another venue out there in the DMV area that's really good?
No.
You're not going to shout out our good friends over there on the rocks?
On the rocks.
Rocks.
And look, let me tell you the other crazy thing with ASCAP, because a lot of times I look up the venues before I even step out. You could start typing in the venue name and it will come up. So you can type in 2 letters of it. The drop-down menu will come up. So you could check these venues if you just type on. It'll tell you all the venues that start with on.
I'm going to throw
the rocks is going to come up.
I'm going to go ahead and launch one in there. Martinis.
Yes, Martinis is #3 on the list of very good spot to go. There we go, guys. There are 3 good venues to hit up in the DMV.
Look, we each gave y'all one. We each gave y'all one. I gave y'all one. Sixxcess gave y'all one, and Jzabel, the truth, gave y'all one. So
yeah, I could be petty right now to tell y'all a place to not go.
No.
But I'm sure Pure Lounge wouldn't like that. So I won't name the place that is not taking care of their artists. But I'm sure Pure Lounge will get that taken care of in the near future. Y'all didn't hear that from me. But there's several other places that are like that place, not taking care of their venues. And y'all got to start calling them out. Y'all artists have the power. Take back your power and start calling these venues out. I have to tell y'all, you're the boss.
There are ways to do it too.
Yep.
There are ways to do it right from your phone and right from your computer.
So let me show y'all a few logos, and I could have done this a way less ghetto way, but it is how it is. All right, so don't shoot me. But these are some logos y'all should be looking for if y'all can see that. If you would ask, Kat. And let me show y'all what a good old BMI one would look like. And if you see these on the venue, on the building, the BMI one is really cool. It looks like old football, you know, and it got BMI in there. But if you see that, if you see this here logo, you know, if you see that logo that stick on the wall, don't think that it means that they, you know, just artists know. They are saying to you, we are a registered venue.
Yeah,
and go in there and try to get yourself booked. I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah, Black Men Incorporated.
That is not what it stands for.
I really was about to believe you.
Girl, it's ran by all white people and computers. How would you think it's Black Man Incorporated?
I don't know. Just think black.
That just sounds too powerful. It just sounds too powerful. They wouldn't even let a Black Man's Incorporated really use those 3 letters if it was a real company. Yeah, they'd make them add some other stuff.
They wouldn't.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Man, I gotta tell y'all one thing for certain. This was a really great show today.
Yes, yes.
JMoney,
y'all got some gems. So
JMoney done dropped a whole new album on us, though.
Wow, Money and the Motherfucking Power. Yes, Money and the Power is out now. Please make sure you check it out. I got videos dropping to it. I think I got like 3 videos, so I need to make sure I put those out. But yes, the EP is here. Money and the Power. You know what I'm saying? You can listen to it for yourself. If you want the money and the power and the respect, this is definitely something that you need to tune your ears into.
Well, look at you with your pitch. I liked it. It was a great pitch.
Yeah, platforms.
I did listen to it earlier. I love that project, bro. You're going to a whole nother level. And I'm not just saying that because you're sitting right here in my face. You know I tell you if I didn't like it. Respect. And brother, man, that one and the last project that you dropped before that, like the last 2 projects that you dropped this month, been crazy, bro. You really have elevated, and I'm really trying to tell you, I love it. I'm loving the direction where it's going.
Appreciate that.
What you got going on, Jzabel? The truth.
Well, next Tuesday, you guys, we are starting back the Indie Grustle. Now, the song review will be from 8 to 8:30. 8:30, I will have a special guest on the show. I will be interviewing 3 Lit Mari. 3 Lit Mari?
Yeah.
Let me fuck that up. 3 Lit Mari. So you guys make sure to tune in. That's going to be on Instagram Live, of course. Got a lot of interviews coming back up. Of course, is that this week? No, that's next week. Y'all, I got my dates messed up. Anyway, next week I got a lot going on. This week I'm prepping for next week. Look out for some new flyers, you guys. Be sure to I'm uploading some new music to Live 365. So definitely check that out and the website as well.
Yeah, and all y'all artists out there, man, this is the year to stop being corny. We're going into 2023. Rap it. And the end of the quarter is fastly approaching us in about a week now. And you guys still haven't gotten it together.
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to get it together. We need to start dropping more music. I haven't dropped in a year. I don't even know, man. I think I'm gonna drop one more this year, maybe, guys. You know what I'm saying? But my whole camp is dropping projects, and we all moving right now. We all doing crazy stuff. So y'all already know. Catch me Saturday on Hip Hop 95, though. That's noon. Of course, y'all can hear me, J Money, Face Lover, Bundles, ISO Zay, and many more. We got Royal Hippie. We got a lot of music from the DMV that I've been playing. So y'all keep sending me stuff, and I'm gonna keep on playing it if it's hot, and I'm gonna ignore it if it's not. Don't ask me if the record is hot. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Well, I guess that's our show today. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button
And
down
then
at the bottom. Leave some comments. Let us know what you like, don't like, and if you don't like it, I don't care.
you guys have some questions, you know what I'm saying, topics you guys want us to touch on as far as the music business 101, just go ahead, DM either one of us, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We'll save that info for you specifically.
I
And then
need everybody to do me a favor. Go and spam Mark Zuckerberg's Meta page and tell him to give me my damn Facebook back. Please. That's all I got this week. I guess at this time it's time for y'all to be flicking those roaches in the ashtray or flicking the ashes off them J's and getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. And we out. Peace.
bye y'all.
Peace.